So when she was having her first seizure, I had sheer panic, and the first thing that I wanted to do, or what I did do, was pick her up. But the lady on the phone from the ambulance said, "You need to put her back down," and I was just in a panic.
Well, I saw my 3-month-old seizing after a bath, and obviously took me completely by surprise, and I was deeply shocked. But I immediately became withdrawn, and I watched him having a focal seizure for 10 minutes before trying to grasp what was happening. And then took him immediately to A&E, still trying to process everything I've seen, which I haven't seen anything like this before. I was really, really scared, and so was my partner.
Yeah.
We almost worked as robots, but couldn't process anything anybody said.
Yeah.
So you saw withdrawn, as if things are happening around you, but you can't quite process what anybody's saying. The doctors, the nurses.
It was really, really scary because we didn't know what was happening, and her eyes were going, and she was grabbing at things and seeing things that weren't there, and the seizure was really scary because I wasn't sure. She hadn't had one obviously before, so you didn't really know what to expect, so had to ring an ambulance to get her to the hospital. So we got straight to A&E in resus, and they took following steps, but it was just really scary because she wasn't communicating properly and her breathing went down.
Watching your child having a seizure is really a frightening experience. Sometimes you may think he or she is dying. So what is a seizure? These are also called fits or convulsions in layman's terms. Seizure is an event that is due to electrical activity in the brain that's mixed up and sending some wrong messages. This may make your child lose consciousness and may not respond to you for a brief period. Most of them are very brief, and this may be the only event that your child ever had. May not happen again and again. However, frightening this experience could be.
I haven't seen a seizure before, so in that moment I wanted to understand what was happening. And I desperately wanted to seek help. And I desperately wanted someone just to say, "It's fine, we can sort this out."
All 4 limbs were jerking. Her
Not responding to you.
not responding. Her eyes were fixed, and she was dribbling, and her whole body was just jerking, and she was very stiff as well.
Yeah.
There are different types of seizures, but most common ones we observe are due to the ones called motor activity, where your child is seizing in front of you, jerking in front of you. Other types are like absent seizures and single jerks. So is this epilepsy, the child that experienced one seizure? Generally, one seizure is not called epilepsy. If they are repeatedly occurring, then we call them epilepsy. Nearly a third of children will have a recurrence, but most of the children will have only one in their lifetime. Therefore, we cannot call this epilepsy, and we can't call this a disease yet.
If your child has a seizure, there are 3 things you have to think about straight away. So, as you arrive, check watch or phone for the exact time. Think about safety, and that includes airway and breathing. If they have glasses on, remove them, and if needed, put something soft under their head. If you've been asked to do a video recording, do this as soon as possible and try and get at least 1 to 2 minutes of recording. Try and record any movements they're having, anything that's happening around the face and eyes. Do not restrict any movements. And then keeping an eye on the time. If the seizure stops within 5 minutes. It's not usually needed to call an ambulance. You just need to let your GP or health professional know. But if there's concerns about breathing, or the jerking goes on continuously for 5 minutes, or seizures are occurring in clusters with no recovery in between, dial 999. As soon as possible, and certainly after the seizure has finished, try and get them into recovery position on their side. There's lots of information on the epilepsy charity websites given at the end on how to put someone into recovery position, but it may be useful to learn a rhyme or saying to act as a prompt to put someone into recovery position, such as hello, hello cheeky, let's have an ease up, come over to my side, and let's have a chin wag to ensure the airway is open.
It's a good idea to tell people that your child has had a first seizure. So that would be family, friends, school nursery, playgroup or childminder, and it would also be good to let them know about first aid. It's important to let your child take part in normal activities. However, you may want to think about bathing, cooking, swimming and cycling.
You can get more information about how to video your child's seizures. Google Eastern Pediatric Epilepsy Network.